Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hernandez Field. We got a baseball game between Loyola and St. Francis, big rivalry game. St. Francis, not the start they wanted in Mission League at all. 1-9 so far. They sit 7th place and currently on a 9-game losing streak, 6-11 overall. Loyola, it's been the opposite. They've had a much better season, much improved from last year. Coach Ramsey needed the season, and he's provided a great season for the Cubs fans. They sit 11-4, 7-3 in Mission League, third place, just behind Harvard Westlake in first. They're 7-2 in their last 9. I'm gonna pass it over to Enzo DeSena here. Enzo, what do you think about this game?
All right, so here's a preview for this matchup. Last year, the rivalry game, it was a 3-game set between both teams. St. Francis swept the series, putting up 23-3 in one of the games, while also beating the other two games 5-2 and 3-2. But not a great start for St. Francis, as said by Luke. They got swept by Harvard Westlake last week, and they have a negative 34 run differential in league play. Well, Loyola, it's looking like Keith Ramsey's having a really good season, and he's looking like he's going to improve and find his first over 500 season while on the job. They swept Chaminade last week, and their magic number to clinch a playoff berth is now down to 5 games.
Yeah, it was a great game last time out here at Hernandez Field against Chaminade. 5 home runs,
Yeah.
4 over the fence. There was 1 inside the park. The bats are really hot for Loyola. You think they can continue that today?
Yeah, I think really hitting is about confidence and whether you're hot at the plate or not. Obviously, Walt has now picked up his stride after having a slow start, as well as Davis. I think Wyatt Clorty is definitely a wild card today. He's definitely hit a couple fly balls this season, so I'm really excited for him to come up and make a difference today.
I'll take you through the starting lineups today for the Golden Knights. Jackson Pratt, the center fielder, will lead off. He'll be followed by Bobby Milton in left field. Jordan Llewellyn starts at short. Daniel Aguirre is the designated hitter. Dominic Hidalgo at third. Luke Danny at first. Lucas Becerra in right, and Sam Rodriguez behind the plate. Rounding it out is London Pratt at second base, and Noah Aguilar will be starting for them today.
One guy I'd look out for is the senior Jordan Llewellyn. He's currently leading the team with a 379 batting average, 471 OPS, and a 1,195 slugging in league play. So we'll see if he can make a difference here from that 3 spot.
For the Cubs, it's a pretty unchanged lineup. They've gone with this most of the games this season. Jack Murray, the second baseman, leads off. Walt Urban out in center, bats second. James Delamico playing first, bats third. The cleanup is Luca Marucci behind the plate as well. Robbie Rapp makes a start at shortstop with Robbie Papel in left. Davis Bender starts in right. Brandon Bendel will be the designated hitter. And Wyatt Clardy at third. Noah Mendez on the mound. I'm excited to watch him today.
Yeah, I think he's been pitching really well. He's got a under 3 ERA so far this season. He's definitely been one of the more consistent pitchers this season for Loyola. I'm also looking forward to Walt Urban. He's obviously the USC commit, the star center fielder for this team. I'm really excited for him to see what he can do today, and let's see if they can pull out a win today.
Yeah, we'll be just getting started in a few minutes.
go.
Back here at Hernandez Field, first pitch any minute now. Noah Mendez getting warmed up.
Really looking forward to Noah Mendez. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings so far this year. He's picked up 11 Ks. A little high on the walks. He's got 9 walks. He's averaging about a walk an inning.
Seemed like a problem for the whole Cubs pitching staff, though.
Yeah, they've walked a lot of guys. If you look at Kidden Chavez, his strikeout to walk ratio is 1, which is not great for a pitching staff. Also, Robbie Papel just throwing 8 walks and 9 strikeouts. It's definitely been a problem. And also, Jimmy Levy throwing more walks than strikeouts. We noticed that against the Alley Mini game. That was a huge issue for him. The key for Noah Mendez is to just throw strikes. Just throw strikes. Let your defense make a play. He's definitely thrown a ton of pitches. He's averaging 21 pitches an inning so far this year. So we'll see if he can keep the pitch count low, be more efficient with his pitch count, because then he can go longer and save some of the arms for the next 2 games in Glendale.
Yeah, I mentioned Jackson Pratt will be the leadoff hitter for St. Francis. Only hitting .240, but he's got a decent slugging percentage, decent on-base percentage. He's definitely a guy that could trouble these Loyola pitchers because he can draw the walk.
Yeah, you need the leadoff guy. You need somebody to get on base. That's your goal. That's all you need. But I'm worried about Jordan Loyola, and he's batting .379 this year. So definitely going to be a threat so far. Uh-oh. Little issue back there. Okay, so we're just about to get started.
Mendez on the mound. Pratt about to step into the box. We're about to get underway. Loyola versus St. Francis. And the first pitch misses high.
Pratt batting .333 on the year with an on-base percentage of .462. Obviously playing his leadoff role very well.
Good pitch for Mendez to find his first strike of the night.
That looked like a little cutter action for Mendez. Like to get your secondary pitches organized as well as your fastball. Your fastball is more important in the first inning, though, because it sets your presence on the mound. A little high there.
So Mendez already in danger of allowing a walk, first batter here. Pratt's got him down. Pratt's ahead in the count 3-1. Mendez never want to allow the first guy to walk.
Yeah, he's just got to calm his nerves down. I know he's excited for the start, so just got to play catch.
And he cannot find the zone there. Missed 3 of those high. And Pratt's got a leadoff walk. Next up for St. Francis will be the left fielder, Bobby Milton.
Now, Milton's been batting pretty well. The junior's been batting .389. And he's been getting on base half the time. His on-base percentage is .500 in league play.
So let's see if Mendez can bounce back after the leadoff walk. Bunt shown by Milton, but he pulls it back. Ball 1.
Noticed that a lot against Loyola, especially. I noticed that with the issues of pitch control, they've been trying to bunt to throw off the pitcher on the mound. Right here, Mendez.
Another bunt shown and another ball. Mendez struggling a little early to find his control. Do you think the walks are definitely going to have to be something Loyola's manages if they want to go far in the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously. Because basically walks are free runners. Like, shout out to my dad. He's going to say, whenever I was pitching on the mound, he's going to say, oh, they're basically errors because you didn't. The hitter did not earn that base. That's a strike right there. Sorry.
Yeah.
But they're basically free bases that you're giving away. They didn't earn that base, so it gives the opposing team a bit of life in their rally, a bit of momentum. Pick up a couple hits, then you got to run across, and then another, and then another.
Noticing Clarity is tucked really tightly down the third baseline. Very careful of the bunt from Milton. Does show bunt. He lays one down. Clarity's got it. Only plays to first, and it's a good throw. They get the runner in time. Pratt does move over to second, though, with one out.
I mean, that is, I guess you could say that's a win-win. You get an out, but they obviously do move the runner to second. Now you got your three-hitter, Llewellyn up there. Now he's got a chance to knock in a run.
Yeah, Jordan Llewellyn, the man you were talking about pregame. Definitely the best hitter in this Golden Knights lineup, I would say.
Yeah, he leads this team in OPS with 1,195. So
Mendez misses high again. He seemed to just be struggling to keep the ball down. A lot of them missing really high.
yeah, the control's definitely been an issue so far. I wouldn't be
already we've got some action in the pen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Freeze took a visit out there.
Another one misses high.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, we got a mound meeting already. It's only the third batter of the game. Mendez just needs to calm down a little. You know, the early game nerves can get to a pitcher.
Yeah, this is if the nightmare scenario for pitcher is not making out of the first inning, and that happens when you're walking a ton of batters, you allow a couple hits, you allow things to snowball, and then all of a sudden you're down 3-4-0, and you're taken out of the first inning. That's the nightmare scenario. So you gotta tend to the wound early and make sure he's throwing strikes up there. So I like that mound visit.
Wellen fouls that one off. So 2-1.
That's fine. Like, if I were Mendez, I just want to make sure the ball's going to the zone and the hitters are swinging at it. So that establishes your presence in the zone. Lets you work out in the later innings.
Yeah, this time he misses outside, so he's in danger of walking another batter.
No, it's early. Walking him wouldn't be the worst idea here. You got the open base. Could set up a double play.
And he does walk him. That's his second of the day already. Another ball missing high. So the Golden Knights have runners on first and second as Daniel Aguirre, the designated hitter, will come up.
Aguirre's, he's been struggling a little bit. He's batting 111. But obviously, St. Francis has a ton of confidence in him, batting in the 4th spot, especially as a DH, too.
Mendez delivers, and that's a nice pitch. Strike one, and he needed a first pitch strike. Needed to get ahead in the count.
Absolutely. You need the first pitch strike. And once you're ahead 0-2, 1-2, then you can work your way out of the zone, force a swing and a miss, a chase, get a double play or something like that. So good to get a first pitch strike. That was high.
That one taken for ball one.
Like a little
count even.
Sweeper action right there. Sweeper curveball.
Pitch count already getting high for Mendez. You said he does have trouble keeping the pitch count down in some innings. Averages about 21 pitches an inning, and he's getting close there already.
Exactly. Looks like we got Luke Connon already warming in the pen for Loyola.
Mendez stepping off. Just needs the time to settle himself. And we're going to get a mound visit, actually. Coach Ramsey out there to talk to him for a second. We'll be back in a brief moment.
Back on. And Mendez is already up to 17 pitches so far. So getting a little up there. Probably get over his average. And we heard Ramsey double play formation. So basically the middle infielders are going to try and.
That's a good pitch from Mendez. 2-2.
They're going to do everything.
Needs an out here.
They're going to do anything they can to roll a double play. That means the middle infielders will be playing a little closer to the bag than usual, and their priority is to get it to the shortstop or second baseman who can turn to.
Yeah, Pratt on second, Milton on first. The 2-2 pitch is blooped into right field. That's caught by Davis Bender, and it's a good throw to third. He'll hold the runner, and that's a big out for the Cubs.
That's a huge out. No base hit there. They can't capitalize on the runner in scoring position opportunity. That's an F9 right there.
So, yeah, big second out in the inning. The batter will now be Dominic Hidalgo, the third baseman. And Mendez, if he can get out of this inning, I think he'll be feeling good. Only the 2 walks, still no hits allowed. I think that was actually the first time St. Francis have put the ball in play on a swing. Only the other time we saw was the bunt.
Yeah. The outlook on this inning will be huge if he gets out of this.
So Hidalgo is the batter with 2 outs. Sitting .333 on the year. Pretty good average. He takes ball 2, though. Big chance for St. Francis to get a run here. Gotta say, if once to the outfield, Pratt probably going to be headed home. Will be a play at the plate. He'll be running on contact with 2 outs. And Mendez down in the count quickly, 3-0.
I'd say the best arm is in right field. It's Bender. That's right field is where you traditionally put your best arm. That's where you see the best arms in the league. Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge, Yasiel Puig, former Dodger. Cannon of an arm.
3-0 pitch. And he misses. That was 3-1. One of those was called a strike. Mendez needs a third out here. Once get out of the first inning, no runs allowed. This 3-1 delivery is popped foul. So a big chance to end the inning. Runners will be in motion, though.
Yeah.
With the full count and 2 outs.
You have to think that on a double, 2 runs will score here with first and second. And even if, I say if he walks here, Hidalgo walks here, and they still don't score, I say the outlook on this inning is positive because you got more spots in the lineup.
The 3-2 misses. So the bases are going to be loaded with 2 outs. And Mendez, third walk of the inning already.
Yeah. Brad had a little bit of a lapse there. I didn't see him go on the pitch, so that was a little odd. Looks like we're going to have a meeting between the third base coach and the hitter.
That batter is Luke Danny, the first baseman for the Golden Knights.
As I was saying, I think the outlook is still positive for St. Francis if they get out of this, even if they don't score a run. Because, look, you got through a lot of spots in your lineup. That gives you more chances for the top of the lineup to come up.
Yeah, the struggles all the Loyola pitchers have faced this year is walks and pitch count. And usually those two come hand in hand. If you're walking a lot of guys, your pitch count is getting high. And then you have to burn through more pitchers in that game. That's something they're going to have to get control of come playoff time.
Yeah, Ramsey would not like to show all his good arms today. He wants to save some of them so that way later in the series when you'll have to use some of those pitchers again, that's when a ton of havoc is caused at the plate.
Danny fouls one off, and after the good first pitch from Mendez, will now be 0-2 and a big chance to end the inning.
If I'm Danny here, I'll just look to protect the plate. This is how you stay alive.
Pratt the runner on third, Milton the runner, Loyola the runner on second, and Hidalgo on first. The 0-2 pitch is fouled again.
Seems to be late on that fastball. I think he might be honed in onto it. I would try throwing a breaking ball here if I were Mendez. He seems to be in protect mode right now.
We will do the 0-2 over again. Mendez, this has been his best at bat of the game, I'd say. Firing into the strike zone, making the hitter defend. The 0-2 hit to short. Raps got it. He'll flip to second where Murray was covering, and the Cubs get out of the inning scoreless. So despite loading the bases on 3 walks, St. Francis cannot come across the score. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Back here with the bottom of the first, Jack Murray, leading off for the Cubs, was one of the 5 players that homered in that win last week against Chaminade. He brings some pop out of the leadoff spot.
Yeah, he had a 3-run shot against Chaminade. I'll be looking for him to just get on base here. That's all you want out of him. Homer is great, but you'll take a single or a walk.
Yeah, Noah Aguilar on the mound for St. Francis. His first pitch. And a bunt attempt from Murray. It's going to land foul, I think. Yeah, they called it a foul ball. He would have been tagged out, but he'll get to do it again.
That was a really impressive try. I thought maybe he should have slid instead. He could have made it. Or maybe he knew it was already going to be a foul ball. So.
Wind picking up a bit right now. This kind of reminds me of the Chaminade and the Bishop Alemany game.
Yeah.
A lot of wind carries that ball towards center.
Yeah, we saw in Alemany, a lot of the outfielders had issues with the wind. It caused a lot of balls to drop behind them because a lot of them would underestimate the wind and how far the trajectory of the ball was going.
So the count is now 1-1 after that ball. Aguilar delivers, and another bunt attempt by Murray. This one is foul. He's going to be safe. Great hustle by Jack Murray. That was the first baseman, Luke Danny, who came to pick the ball up, and Aguilar just couldn't get to first in time to cover the bag. Jack Murray hustling down the line, and the Cubs have the leadoff runner on.
It's actually the perfect bunt right there. You're a lefty, and you're fast, so that's already an advantage if you want to do a drag bunt. And also, you bunted it in between the first, second, and the baseman and the pitcher. That way it caused a little confusion between those three players. So he was able to get there with his speed.
Yeah, it looked a little like Anthony Rizzo and Garrett Cole in the World Series last year.
Uh-oh.
Not enough communication from St. Francis, and Murray was able to beat the ball to the bag.
That's too mean.
So Walt Urban up now for Loyola, and he swings and misses at the first pitch.
One funny thing I noticed, in the opening day, Carlos Rodon and Paul Goldschmidt tried that play. Rodon actually tried covering first base, but he actually got caught in between trying to tag and touch the base, so he ended up falling over. So that was pretty funny.
Aguilar's going to check on Murray, but he's back easily. Walt Urban, always a threat to go deep, the USC commit.
Yeah, he's got 2 on the year, and he's batting .447 in league play, so he's definitely picked it up ever since the slow start to the year.
Urban will take strike 2, so he's quickly down 0-2. Could we see Murray in motion, maybe?
Perhaps. I don't know if Ramsey will be this aggressive early on, but we can see. He likes to gamble quite a bit.
Got time called. Knows Murray's lead not too large. Danny is holding him at first, playing right on the bag. They are obviously very wary of Murray's speed.
Yeah. Took a bigger lead right there.
And again, Aguilar's going to check at Murray. He's back in time, though. Murray must get tired of just having to constantly dive back to the base. I feel like every game, at least once he gets on first, and just 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's actually
They're
mentally
checking on
taxing because you want to steal. You want to steal so bad. And then you want to go, but then you have to go back. Sometimes they can actually trip you up and get you caught.
Urban pops one high towards third, and that is caught at third by Dominic Hidalgo. So 1 out. James Delamico will be next for Loyola.
He actually also went deep against Chaminade. We had a parade of homers, so. His was a solo shot, so. Definitely got pop behind that bat, so.
Murray, decent sized lead at first. And again, he gets picked off, but the ball gets away. Murray will easily be on second. And a mistake there from Aguilar. Tried to catch Murray sleeping, but just throw was all over the place.
You think you would have got him there?
I don't think so. Murray looked like he was back in time anyway.
Yeah. At that right there, you'd like for the first baseman Danny to block that, but that was a little too quick. Just a bad throw. That's going to be a E1 right there.
Yeah, air on Aguilar. Just a bit of a wild throw.
Looked like Yamamoto right there.
So now Loyola have a runner in scoring position for James Delamico, who fouls the first pitch back. And you got to say, a base hit will probably score Murray with his speed, right?
Yeah, Murray has really good speed. I think he'll be able to come home with a base hit.
Yeah, the St. Francis defense, the outfield actually playing really deep.
Yeah, that's really good news because that increases the likeliness of a ball dropping in front of you as an outfielder. And
Yeah, obviously
That's
they're
gonna
nervous about Delamico's power. We saw against Bishop Alemany, the ball just getting lobbed over the center fielder's head.
yeah,
That wind just carries it.
I know. It's
It's an embarrassing moment when you see one fly over your head and you know you're not going to get there.
oh
Delamico swings and misses. It got away from Rodriguez, but Murray not wanting to risk it. So Delamico's down 0-2.
yeah. That reminded me of the play of center field play of Andy Pajes this weekend. It was pretty embarrassing. He let a couple balls go over his head because of the wind in Philly. Cost them that series. It should have been a sweep.
So Aguilar, the 0-2, checks at Murray and delivers a strike. Froze Delamico, and he's got the second out.
Yeah, that was. You have to wonder what he's looking for right there, because that was a fastball right down the pipe, down Main Street. So, have to wonder what Delamico was looking for. Good pitch by Aguilar. He picks up a strikeout.
So 2 outs, man in scoring position, and it will be Luca Marucci, another USC commit. And he will take ball 1.
Yeah, Marucci's definitely been really good on offense. He's batting .353, couple homers as well. He's got 6 RBIs too. Second in the team behind Jack Murray.
Jack Murray is on second and getting a bit bigger of a lead than he did at first. Marucci swings on the second pitch, and it's fielded kind of awkwardly at second base by Pratt, but he's able to deliver the throw to Danny. And nothing doing there for the Cubs in the first inning. We'll head to the top of the second. Top of the second. Still scoreless. Both teams have had some base runners, though. Noah Mendez still on the mound for Loyola. The batter will be Lucas Becerra, the right fielder. He shows bunt, but pulls back and takes strike one. Another batter here showing the bunt.
Yeah, he's actually a freshman. He's only gotten 4 at bats so far in Mission League play. He's batting 500 though, so he's definitely earned the start.
Yeah, a bright future ahead of him. Likely will be the leader of this St. Francis offense in a few years to come, I would think.
Yeah.
Clarity not playing too shallow. Probably doesn't actually expect Becerra to lay down a bunt. That's a good third pitch by Mendez, and he's ahead 1-2.
That's what you want. You need confidence in the zone. You need to trust your stuff. Like, hey, I got this. Just throw it down the middle. Even.
Mendez gets the ground ball, be fielded at first by Delamico, and he'll just step on it himself. So one down in the second, and that's what Mendez needed. A nice quick first out.
Yeah.
Didn't have to throw too many pitches.
That gets you in a rhythm. That gets you like, hey, I can do this. And you're throwing strikes. You'll have a presence in the zone, and then after that, you can work out. You can work out of the zone and get swings and misses.
Catcher Sam Rodriguez will now step up for St. Francis. He takes ball one low. What you got on Rodriguez?
He's batting 200 this year. He's all right. He's batting 250 OPS, 200 slugging.
He attacks the second pitch. Clardy's got it on the grounder, and he fires to Delamico. So 2 batters and 2 ground outs from Mendez. He's
in cruise control now, which is what you want. You want him to just fire strikes and, hey.
London Pratt, the second baseman, up with 2 outs. Pulls back the bunt, but takes strike one. I think these batters showing the bunt just to get in the head of Mendez, maybe?
I think so. They haven't really shown the ability to hit off of him yet. Got a couple weak contact ground outs and maybe one fly ball that was moderately hit to right, but he's looking really good out there, and he's forcing weak contact, which you want.
I gotta say, this Loyola infield, they're pretty good. They get to a lot of stuff. They make a lot of plays. It's hard to bunt against them.
Yeah.
They just pounce on it so quickly.
Clardy's a middle infielder. He was a second baseman last year on JV. He's really quick on the third base line, so really tough to get one past him.
That's swung on. Murray's got it. He flips to Delamico. 1-2-3 inning for Mendez, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Still 0-0. So after a nice quick inning for Noah Mendez, the Cubs batters will look to score some runs. They had some trouble against Aguilera in the first inning, though. He only threw 11 pitches, 10 of which were strikes.
Yeah,
Some
that's what
great
you want.
efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Rapp will be the one to lead off for Loyola. He's playing short today. And he takes strike one.
Yeah, he's batting .375 so far. He's only played 3 games, given Magnus Meyer the day off at second base. Move Murray to second, Rapp at short.
That one misses outside, so the count is even. I noticed these Loyola batters being really patient today. I don't think a single one swung at the first pitch yet.
Yeah.
It's just... That's strike two, a good pitch by Aguilera. He's been able to get the ground ball. We saw that's what makes a quick inning, when you can get the ground ball. We just saw Mendez do that.
Yeah, Aguilar has been their best pitcher this year. He's got a .262 ERA and 17 Ks while holding opponents to just a .200 batting average. And there he picks up another one.
Yeah, his second strikeout of the day. He sends Rapp down swinging, and there's one out in the bottom of the second for Robbie Papel. Papel playing in left today. We also have seen him pitch, though, a few times. Got the save against Bishop Alemany.
Yeah.
And that come from behind win. So Aguilar's pitch is swung on and fouled back by Papel. Papel hitting .391. Impressive batting average this year.
Yeah,
Still no home runs, though.
He's got 6 doubles, though.
Yeah. He knows how to place that ball in the gap, and then he can run, get second. Will he see his first home run today, you think?
Possibly. The win will definitely help him. Maybe if he could take one the other way, win will carry it out.
So the count is even. Aguilar sets and fires and misses high. It's been a much more quiet start than it was last time us two were out here against Bishop Alemany. Cubs got down early that game. Looking, hopefully they can take control early and just cruise to a nice victory here against the rivals. That's a good pitch by Aguilar. 2-2 now to Papel. Aguilar delivers. It's hit foul towards the first baseman, and yeah, we'll get out of play. So Papel stays alive.
I like this little pitchers duel we have. We've got Aguilar and Mendez. They're not striking everybody out per se, but they're creating weak contact, helping their defenses out.
Seems like interesting positioning from the second baseman and shortstop. There's a huge gap in the middle of the infield.
Yeah, and I think that's intentional. That's also what they probably went with. They also talked to Aguilar about it. Aguilar I noticed he's working the edges a lot. He's trying to force Papel to either hook it, pull it, or just try and take it the other way in the right.
The payoff pitch misses low. Papel draws the walk. There'll be one man on here with only one out. And Davis Bender had an inside the park home run last time against Chaminade. He's got some speed. He's also got some pop in that bat.
Yeah, he's got a couple triples this year, .231 batting average in league play, but those 2 triples and home runs definitely stand out for me.
So Papel on first. Bender steps into the box for his first at bat. And he will look at strike one. Bender had a big game against Chaminade, had a big game against Bishop Alemany also last time we were here. I believe he went 2 for 3 with a few RBIs. Kind of sparked that rally.
Yeah. Him and Wyatt Clordy definitely were the leaders in that game.
Takes ball one. Notes most of Aguilar's misses are outside.
Yeah. I think he's done a good job controlling the running game minus that error. He seems really unaffected, and it's led him to throw some strikes, even despite runners on base.
taking a lot of time before the pitch. Noticed. Bender fouls that one back.
It's probably why he's been so good. He's trying to collect himself, check his breathing a little bit, because that's really important when you're on the mound. Like, a lot of pitching is just mental and just being able to stay calm and focused for the entire game.
Runner goes, and they got him. Papel is thrown out. It's an absolute bullet from Sam Rodriguez behind the plate, and Jordan Llewellyn laid down a perfect tag. And that's disappointing for Loyola. Now 2 outs and 2 strikes, nobody on.
Yeah, now that walk that they picked up earlier has been erased. So, if I'm not mistaken, we haven't seen a hit yet so far.
The only hit, we did have the James Murray bunt single.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, nothing has left the outfield yet. I think there was one fly out to Davis Bender. Everything else has stayed in the infield. Speaking of Bender, he's got the count full now. Fought back from 1-2.
Little payoff coming up.
Aguilar trying to get out of the inning. And he gets the swing and a miss. Aguilar is cruising here. We'll head to the top of the third. Still 0-0. Top of the third here from Hernandez Field. Lineup flips over for St. Francis. Got Jackson Pratt leading off. Drew a walk in the first inning. And he swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Mendez had a great second inning, you got to say. Worked 3 ground balls. Really bounced back after a tough first.
Yeah, that first inning was really tough. It was a wake-up call, definitely. I expect him to see some of the same production as the second inning rather than the first, despite facing the top of the order.
Second pitch misses outside. Yeah, and that's got to give you confidence in your guys behind you when you get 3 ground outs in a row. You can feel confident to throw a pitch that might get hit because you know your defense can make plays.
I actually think it helps your team on offense because your defense is engaged in the game.
Pratt pops one up towards the third base side. Papel is there in foul territory. He makes a nice catch. It's Papel, Clarity, both running down on it, and sometimes you see a bit of confusion there, not enough communication. Great communication there.
Yeah.
Now leaving it to the outfielder, the guy converging on the ball.
That's good because your defense is engaged in the game, and when they're on offense, they'll be more locked in. They'll be more concentrated, and that really helps you in these situations when it's a close pitcher's duel.
Bobby Milton now for St. Francis. Grounded out to third in the first inning, and he takes strike 1.
Yeah, that was a bunt, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Bunted
nice play by Clarity.
Clarity on that one. Had only 1 play there. Couldn't have turned 2 there.
Mendez misses on the second pitch.
Now, you can't bunt now. You got nobody on. You got to swing the bat.
And he does swing the bat, and he's got the first hit of the ball game for St. Francis. It's a hard hit single into center field for Milton. One on with one out. Think he heard you there.
Yeah, that was a little. I told him he had to swing the bat. He did swing the bat. There was a little sweeper curve action that hung over the middle of the plate, and hey, Milton took full advantage of that. Not gonna base it up the middle.
And now the danger man for the Golden Knights, Jordan Llewellyn, will take.
Oh, thought he got squeezed there.
I think it was called a strike. So Mendez ahead in the count.
There you go. Got him a little fooled there. Looked like for the longest time it was going to hit him, but came back into the zone.
And Mendez goes back with the same exact pitch, same placement, and gets the same result. He's ahead 0-2.
Now the ship has sailed for Milton to steal. He threw 2 curveballs. I expect a fastball to come right now.
Loyola in a big shift towards the third base side. The second baseman, Murray, playing almost behind the base. He's shifted over a little now. But obviously Llewellyn, a pull hitter, likes to go to the left side.
Yeah, you see Urban over.
Does ground one to the left. Clardy's got it. Only plays to first. And he gets it. Great throw by Clardy. Llewellyn was really moving down the first baseline. But
Yeah.
Clardy's got a cannon there.
Bang, bang play right there, but Clardy made the play.
So 2 away now for in the top of the third. Daniel Aguirre will be the batter. Flew out to Davis Bender in his first inning. Runner on second for St. Francis. Milton takes a pretty big lead. There's the pitch from Mendez, misses low.
And you just got to pitch as if there are no runners on. Like, for all intents and purposes, that runner does not matter unless you allow a hit. So, just pitch as you got no runners on. You got that empty base at first, so you could elect to give him that, but I think you've been pitching really well. You don't need to exercise that option.
Mendez misses again with the second pitch. Got to talk about Clardy. That's already his third put out here in the third inning. He's a Gold Glover there. Looks like Nolan Arenado at third base.
Yeah, he's got a lot of action, making a ton of plays. It's been really impressive how he's been playing the last few.
Mendez gets the strike there. So 2-1. Yeah, Mendez doesn't really get a lot of strikeouts, but he knows how to get outs. He knows how to work with his defense.
Yeah.
You know, an out's an out. Strikeout's not worth more than a ground out.
It's definitely not.
He's down 3-1 though. Like you said, walk here, not the worst thing.
Yeah.
You have a free base open on first.
And you get the better matchup. You get to face a righty.
Yeah, Dominic Hidalgo is up next. And now he'll be up after the walk. So 2 on with 2 out now for St. Francis. Hidalgo will come up. Also drew a walk in the first inning. He's playing third today. It's a big at bat right here. Mendez, 48 pitches already today. And there's 49. It's foul. It's hit pretty well. Bender makes the catch right on the foul line, and Mendez gets out of the inning. So still scoreless here after the top of the third. Nice run by Davis Bender to make that catch. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Brandon Bendel digs into the batter's box. 0-0 game still here, bottom of the third. Some other scores around the Mission League. Notre Dame currently beating the league leaders 3-0. They're up against Harvard Westlake. What do you think about that one?
Well, actually, Harvard Westlake's second, but still, that's
Second.
really huge because Notre Dame is.
Bendel hits that one pretty well into left, into right, but it's a foul ball.
What was I gonna say?
So yeah, I'll let you get back to it.
They're fourth in the Mission League. That's like four.
Right behind us. Right?
Yeah, they're right behind Loyola. 4 is like the cutoff for basically a playoff. You're 4, you're in. 5, you're not. So basically, that's huge for them because they're definitely. It's not been up to Notre Dame's standard season for them this year so far. So.
Yeah, a little update on the Mission League. Crespi currently lead, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Crespi
lead.
leads. They're undefeated in Mission League play. Been a really impressive season for that squad. So.
Yeah, Harvard Westlake sit right behind them, and then Loyola slotted into the 3 right now. As you mentioned, the top 4 just make playoffs. Bendel puts one into center field. He's got himself a base hit. And then right behind Loyola is Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Who's beating Harvard Westlake right now.
We're also tracking the Chaminade against Sierra Canyon game. They're tied 0-0. If you're a Loyola fan, you want Chaminade to win that game because that if Chaminade would win, that would decrease the magic number down to 4, and if with the Loyola win, that would make it 3. So
with the runner on, Wyatt Clardy up. He's made some great plays at third today. This is his first at bat.
see if you can do anything with a bat.
He lays down a bunt. Aguilar's got it. Will flip to first, but the runner does advance. Bendel now on second with only 1 out.
Now we got the top of the order. We got Jack.
Yeah, Jack laid down a bunt in his last at bat and was able to beat it out after a miscommunication between Aguilar and Pratt at first base, and Danny at first base. That time, good communication though. Aguilar made the pick and then the soft toss over to Danny.
Got a little mound visit here. So fully expect Murray to swing the bat here. He's got the most RBIs on the team with 7. So, as I was saying, so basically how a magic number works, so it's 5. We got to get down to 0. And with a Loyola win, it goes down by 1. And a Sierra Canyon loss, it goes down by 1. So they'll make the playoffs if that number goes all the way down to 0.
Yeah, Loyola has 3 Mission League series left, counting this one. We got this one. We play tomorrow away to St. Francis, and then the 2 ones at the end of the season, the big ones, the 2 powerhouses of the Mission League, Notre Dame and Harvard Westlake. Those should be really fun.
Yeah. I've been really baffled with Notre Dame's performance this year. They've always been a really good program. They're fighting for their life here in the Mission League. So
always an entertaining game between those 2 teams, though.
Yeah.
Murray shows bunt. Aguilar steps off. I don't know. I thought that was a block. I thought he was going forward.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to see Jack Murray's hand right there by looking over pick off, but it looked like he may have been going forward.
Not too sure about that call, but
not a balk, but check runner.
Now the first pitch and taken for a strike. Murray showed bunt, but then pulled it back.
Yeah, so Sierra Canyon right now there, tied 0-0 against Chaminade. Notre Dame up 3-0 against Harvard Westlake. That's the Mission League right now, state of the Mission League.
That should be a very exciting end to see who makes the playoffs. The team's so close.
Yeah.
St. Francis is likely out of contention for the playoffs. That pitch runs inside and hits Murray. Although, yeah, they're saying it hit the knob of the bat.
Yeah.
So foul ball. Murray will have to step back into the box.
Caught the hand, caught the knob right there. Speaking of close, wild finishes in the standings, how about the NBA, the Western Conference? Only 2 games separating the 3rd seed and the 8th seed.
Yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully the Lakers don't choke this final week.
Yeah.
As there's a pickoff, and they got him. Bendel is caught napping at second base. Aguilar, we've seen, had a good pickoff move, and he gets Bendel, and that's the second base running mishap for the Cubs. We saw the runner get caught stealing, and now a pickoff, and that's just, you can't have that happen. You
Yeah,
can't have.
Papel got caught stealing at second. This pickoff right here. I guess you could say Aguilar has made up for that error at first. Also really sucks too because you take away a run scoring opportunity from one of your best hitters on the team. So that's definitely a gut punch for
Yeah, and if you think Clardy really sacrificed his at bat just to get Bendel to second by laying down the bunt, and now doesn't really matter. Bendel back in the dugout. The 1-2. Murray hits one to second. Pratt's got it, and he'll flip to Danny. So still scoreless after 3. The Cubs threatening, but again, the bad base running just kills their inning. We'll head to the top of the 4th.
Okay. Tomorrow, Loyola is pitted against St. Francis, their bitter rival once again. They'll be in Glendale on Wednesday. And on Friday the 11th, Loyola takes on their rival from Manhattan Beach, Miracosta Mustangs. 6:30 p.m. the Battle on the Bluff at LMU, so a neutral site. Coach Ramsey takes on his former team in Miracosta. So it'll be quite fun down there in Westchester.
First baseman Luke Danny will lead it off for St. Francis.
Ooh, I'm not finished. You got to buy your tickets on Loyola Instagram or Twitter or any of their social media.
Yeah, that should be a fun game. Always fun to play at a college stadium.
Yeah, against
LMU's a great campus.
Against Miracosta too.
Danny attacks the first pitch but fouls it off.
There's Conan still in the bullpen right now.
Mendez still in the game. And a great pitch. Gets the swing and a miss. So Danny behind 0-2. He steps back into the box. And, ooh, just misses. Mendez tried to catch the top of the zone.
Got squeezed a little there. But he hasn't really given the high pitch a lot. He's been giving him the outside corner. Not so much north-south, but east-west, yes.
Mendez above 50 pitches now. I mean, half of those were in the first inning. He's had a really good second and third.
Yeah, he definitely went over his average of 21 pitches in an inning in the first, but ever since then, he's been averaging about 10, 15 pitches an inning. So looking up for him.
He gets the ground ball to Delamico, who makes the pick and will calmly step on first. One away, another ground out.
Yeah.
So one away in the top of the 4th. Lucas Becerra, the freshman, 0 for 1 today. Also grounded out to James Delamico. Only one hit so far for St. Francis. It was that Bobby Milton single last inning.
Yeah, it's
pretty impressive day for Mendez.
Yeah, both pitchers have been pitching really well. Only 2 hits out of the infield. Murray obviously had that bunt single. And that hard liner by, was it Papel or Bendel?
Bendel had the, yeah, Bendel and Murray, the only 2 Cubs with a hit today.
Yeah.
So the count to Becerra is 2-1. Conan's still up in the bullpen. Expect to see him probably either next inning or the 6th. As now Mendez misses, he's behind 3-1, in danger of walking another batter.
Hate to walk somebody here. Give St. Francis some life.
And Becerra fouls that one off. So the count is full with 1 out.
As I was saying, you'd hate to give the opponent some life here. It's been a grind offensively for both teams. I beg your pardon right there. It's been a grind, both teams offensively. You hate to just give them a free base, get a rally going, spark a keg.
The 3-2 hit towards right, but way foul.
Oh, watch out. Oh.
I think that's the freshman team over there.
Yeah. One almost got their heads taken off by that one.
So we'll do it again. 3-2 to Becerra. 1 away in the top of the 4th.
They could go with a breaking ball right here.
And it's fouled back again. The freshman putting up a good at-bat.
Yeah.
Not going down easily.
Not easy to do that when you're straight from middle school. Man, that's crazy.
So the 3-2 once more. And Becerra hits it towards right. And it's another foul ball. And it's caught by one of the freshmen. Nice catch over there.
Was that bunted?
I think someone cushioned it down with the bat, popped it up, and then another guy ran on.
Yeah, that
good
was
teamwork by the freshman.
That's pretty impressive.
The 3-2 again, and this time Becerra pops one, and it goes foul again. 4th foul ball of this at bat.
Into the school.
The freshman really making Mendez work for this out. This will be the 10th pitch. Yeah, 10th pitch incoming. And it's smoked, but a great play at second by Jack Murray.
That's great instincts right there. Just get down on your knee.
Yeah, Becerra ripped that.
Make it a play.
But Murray, always alert, making a nice catch. And this infield having a great game today. A lot of putouts so far.
Yeah. Got it, make it through 4. That's pretty. That's actually really good considering how he faced a little choppy waters in the first inning, but he got past it.
Yeah, he's up at about 63 pitches right now. So not too bad. He's really settled down. Like I said, a third of those came in the first inning. Sam Rodriguez, the lefty, is the batter. Seen his arm on display. Caught Papel stealing earlier. He's 0 for 1 though from the plate. And he goes after the first pitch.
Oh, Papel's got that.
Papel running towards the bullpen, but runs out of time. It hits the ground near Luke Connon. So 0-1.
Papel, the San Francisco State commit. Chompers. I think that's what they're called.
And another one smoked foul by Rodriguez. 0-2 count now. And Mendez 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning.
That, I don't know if he'll be done after this. What's he around pitch-wise?
It's about 65 pitches.
65 pitches. I don't know what Ramsey's strategy. I think he could go one more, but it's all up to Coach Keith. And perhaps we'll see Luke Connon next inning, the junior. He's warming up in the pen.
So the 0-2 from Mendez. Misses low. And they said it hit him.
Oh, wow.
Catches the top of Rodriguez's foot. And that just not what you want to happen. 0-2, 2 outs.
Yeah,
Give the runner the
I
free
was going to
pass.
say that. That's. I think they're going to talk about it right here.
From I mean, obviously we're out here in center field, but I didn't think that hit him. Rodriguez didn't really react like it did hit him.
Yeah, I don't think it hit him. If I guess it looks like they'll stay with that call.
So yeah, counted as a hit by pitch. Rodriguez on first now with 2 outs.
Yeah, that curveball started a little too low. Didn't really fool the batter at the plate.
So the second baseman, Landon Pratt, up with 2 outs and a runner on first. He grounded out to second in his first at bat. Look like the umpire is still discussing something.
Oh, there's Ramsey.
And this might be it for Noah
Yeah.
Mendez. And that is it. Noah Mendez goes 3.2 scoreless innings. A few walks and a hit by pitch, but only one hit allowed.
Yeah.
I gotta say, that's a pretty good outing from him.
Yeah, solid starting. Solid start. Had a tough first inning. And I'm really excited for Luke to take the mound as he's got a good fastball and a curve. So Luke Connon.
So we'll be back in a moment after the mound visit. We've got a pitch and change here. Luke Connon out of the bullpen. He'll relieve Noah Mendez. What you got on Connon?
He hasn't pitched much at all so far in the Mission League play. He's pitched an inning and 2/3 with 2 hits allowed. Offensive batting average at 286. He's only faced 7 batters. Too early to really make an evaluation on him, but we saw him against Alameda. He looked pretty good, so got the hold there.
His first assignment will be Pratt, the second baseman, 0 for 1 today. He's got a runner on first. That's Sam Rodriguez. Just got hit by the pitch. Connon's first pitch is strike 1.
He's got a really hard curve. His curve is not really traditional. The traditional curve, like Clayton Kershaw's high looping, like Sandy Koufax. His is very hard. He's really depending on the batter to be thinking it's a fastball, but not at the very end. The point of the other curveball is to just really mess up the timing, high arcing. His is different.
And he's ahead, 1-2 now, 1 strike away.
It's a lot of the evolution of the game to now, like change-ups and sliders are getting really hard. They're more dependent on the swing and miss rather than the deception of the velocity.
Conan gets Pratt to chase. The high fastball, first strike 3. And Conan keeps the game scoreless. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th here. Walter Urban leading off. Popped out to first. In his first at bat, Aguilar still on the mound. First St. Francis as that first pitch is fouled back.
In a first game series, if your starter outlasts the other, then you can consider that like a mini win. I'm sure that St. Francis could consider that a win.
Yeah, it looks like there is action in the St. Francis bullpen. Too far away to tell the specific pitcher, but they've definitely got someone warming up.
Yeah, should have brought my binoculars.
Aguilar misses right there. Very good day for Aguilar, though.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. Only 2 hits. I think only 1 walk and a couple strikeouts.
Yeah, a lot of soft contact.
And that rolls fair.
Oh.
Urban thought it. I don't know what he thought right there.
Definitely had some English.
Didn't even leave the batter's box. All Danny had to do was just pick it up and walk to first. So
Easy as
1 man up, 1 man down in the bottom of the 4th. Yeah, easy as it gets for Danny at first there.
Yeah.
That'll bring up James Delamico. Struck out in his first at bat. And he attacks the first pitch, but swings and misses. The outfield super, super far back on this one. Delamico smokes one to first. Danny's got it. Takes it himself, and he's got the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, about the outfield, yeah, they're only about like positioning about like 15, 20 feet from the track, it seems. There's number 4, the left fielder, Milton in left. Look at that. That's not that far from the track. He's playing pretty deep. Definitely defending the deep ball.
Yeah, and this man, someone that can hit it pretty deep, Luca Marucci. 0 for 1 today, grounded out.
Still a threat at the plate. He's
Always a threat at the plate. He takes ball 1.
he's definitely lived up to the old catcher void that Augie Lopez left. That he also inherited from
Kev-
Carson Chavez.
Yeah.
who also inherited that from Kevin Parada. So we've had a great line of catchers here at Loyola for the past 6, 7 years or so. So it's been looking pretty up. Yeah, they all went D1. The
Parada's in the minor leagues right
minor
now.
leagues might get called up any moment now.
That'll be exciting if he does.
Yeah, I think he might get called up soon. Alvarez from the Mets just went down with an injury, so has a chance.
Yeah. So Garrett Cooper in the MLB also.
Yeah.
All-star a few years ago.
Yeah, and
Marucci, oh, that's a great play by Aguilar at first. Marucci sent a blast right up the middle, but Aguilar, quick reaction, catches the liner. And the Cubs go down 1-2-3. Still looking to get the bats going, really.
that kind of night. Everything's been going right for Aguilar, and that there's just demonstrate right there. Great instincts. Snag that thing.
Still scoreless. We'll head to the top of the fifth. Top of the order for St. Francis to start the fifth. They're still looking for the breakthrough. Only one hit this entire game. That was a Bobby Milton single. He's currently in the on-deck circle, but Jackson Pratt is the one in the batter's box. 0 for 1 today. Drew a walk in the first inning and then had a foul fly out, which was caught by Robbie Papel. Connon still on the mound for Loyola. He misses high.
Yeah, I really liked Pratt's at bat in the first inning where he picked up a walk. Thank you. oh, yeah, he picked up a walk, ran up Mendez's pitch count.
And he hits one into left. No trouble for Robbie Papel, though, for the second time. He sends down London Jackson Pratt, and there's one away.
Yeah, they took that ball the other way. Seemed like it might carry, but no trouble for Papel there.
It's now the only Golden Knight today with a hit. Bobby Milton had a nice piece, lined one into center.
Yeah, let's see if he can try and start a rally here. They need one.
Connon's delivery. It's a high bouncing ball, and it's a nice pick at short. And a great play.
That's James Delamico.
Robert Rapp with the pick and throw, and then Delamico with the catch at first. Great play all around there. So Loyola infield has been incredible today.
Yeah, great play by Delamico there. It was a little stretch there. Wasn't the best stroke because he was on the run, but he got a stretch there. So
Jordan Llewellyn now 0 for 1 today, walking a ground out, and he attacks the first pitch. It's a little bloop. It's going to be a tough play, and there's going to be no throw. Nothing that Loyola could have done. That was Jack Murray on the play. Nothing he could have done. Just unfortunate.
yeah,
Ball just kind of died the second it hit the ground.
When it died in the grass, there was no getting him.
So that's only the second hit of the game for St. Francis. It's a little bloop infield single. Both teams now have 2 hits. Yep. And it's Daniel Aguirre, the cleanup hitter, the designated hitter. And he looks at ball 1.
Yeah. The oh my gosh. Sounded like a horse and a. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah. That little blooper keeps this inning alive here. Jam shot to Murray, and I think maybe you could pick up some momentum here if you're St. Francis.
Yeah, it's definitely been a pitcher's duel today, and in a pitcher's duel, any kind of like luck, any bloop single, any air, that can just ignite a spark.
Yeah, it's typically how it starts. Little misplay, lucky. Because you're like, hey, dude, God wants us to win. That's what you're thinking. Like, oh, shoot, luck's on our side. We got to win this game. Then hitters tend to get focused, and you get a rally going with a couple hits, and that's how you take the lead.
Count is 2-1. And now it's 2-2. Good pitch by Conan. He's one strike away from getting out of this inning.
This is their. If they could get out of this, this would be huge because this is St. Francis's chance. This is their top of the order. This is their chance to pull ahead. You don't know if they're going to get another chance to hit. So they got to pick it up now. Otherwise, it'll be really tough grindings in the 6th and the 7th.
2-2. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Conan sits him down and ends the 5th. Luke Conan has come in, and he's shut down St. Francis. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Loyola looking to score the first run of the game. Bottom of the 5th here at Hernandez Field. It's a beautiful day, but the baseball hasn't been as pretty.
I will say the defense
4
has
hits
been
combined. Defense, yeah. Defense and pitching,
spectacular.
spectacular. But the hitting just hasn't arrived yet. 2 hits combined. 2 of those were just little bloop infield singles.
They're looking like the Padres in the playoffs right now against the bullpen game.
Robert Rapp will dig in for Loyola. Struck out in the first inning. And Aguilar's still out there for St. Francis. He's had a great outing today.
Yeah, I mean, he's their ace. He's the guy you ride and die with. You win with him and you lose with him. He's your ace.
Rapp puts that on the ground. Aguilar's got it, and he'll flip to Danny. 1 gone.
Dugouts now, it's really tense. You can see both teams, they're up on the top step of their dugout. They're on the railing trying to egg on their team. That's what it feels like when it's a tight game. It's really tense. Sometimes a lot of them, they really lock in because you don't want to be the guy that loses the game for your team. So every mistake is magnified.
Papel now up, and he swings and misses at the first pitch.
Blew a fastball right by him right there.
Papel walked in his only at bat today, and then was caught stealing by that Absolute bullet by Sam Rodriguez.
Yeah.
That was a great throw.
Yeah. Really ended the chance that one of the chances that Loyola had to break through if he got there. And also the other one was the pickoff at second. Was that Bendel, I believe, or Rap?
It was Bendel, I believe, who got picked off.
Yeah, Aguilar's been nothing short of spectacular today.
And the pitch count he's been able to keep really low.
Yeah, that's the big one because that's what I said earlier. You got to be throwing strikes. You got to have a presence in the zone because it makes it easier on your manager to just keep you there.
So the 2-1. And Rapp gets a piece of it out to center, but that's going to be caught. Jackson Pratt has it in center field, and there's 2 gone.
That's like the first really well-hit ball we've seen all day. All of it's been like, the only couple hits have been like just hard line drives. We saw a bunt hit. And we saw Bendel get a sharp liner up the middle, but that one was hit pretty well, but it was caught.
Davis Bender, he started the rally against Bishop Alemany. Maybe he can do it again today. He takes ball 1.
He's also the sports editor of the Loyalist, so definitely contributes there on and off the field. Edited a couple of my articles.
And he swings. And oh, that's a great play. What a catch by the shortstop, Jordan Llewellyn. Robs Davis Bender of a hit. It was a little blooper
That had a ton
out to
of
center, but Llewellyn, what a catch.
had a ton of topspin right there. It sounded like it was crushed, really hit hard, but it just hung up there a little bit because of the topspin, and it gave the opportunity for Llewellyn to make the play there.
We'll head to the top of the 6th, still looking for our first run. Top of the 6th, and we're still looking for our first run. It's been a very competitive game for the defenses.
Yeah.
You know, it's out here trying to make the best play possible. That play by Llewellyn to end the inning was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was Sports Center top 10 right there. Diving catch.
Well, Doggo will pop one up. Bender coming in on it, calls for it, and makes the play. So 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, there's a ton of tension right now between every pitch, every play. You really bearing down, just try to make every play that you can, not make an error, not crack the door open for the opponent to start a rally.
Luke Danny up 0 for 2 today. Conan will deliver, and he misses high.
That fastball's really been humming for Conan. Like for that curveball to get in the dirt.
And he gets a strike there, 1-1. And that's hit. It takes a deflection off Clarity, and it's going to be a base hit for Danny.
That's sometimes how a rally starts. Ball deflected in the air, a little lucky break here and there, because it really energizes your team as you You're like just trying to make anything happen. Something happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they sent him to steal.
Yeah, nothing Clardy could have done about that. He's made some great plays today, but that was smoked. Did well to get in front of it. Just kind of took an unlucky hop.
Yeah.
The third hit of the game for St. Francis. Just the 5th overall. 6 innings in, and we've only got 5 hits.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to get a pinch runner.
Looks like Rafael Lopez.
So he'll pinch hit run for Danny, and you got to think when you put a pinch runner on, probably going to get him in motion.
Especially with 1 out, too. You want to avoid the inning-ending double play.
Lucas Becerra up. Had a great at-bat his last time before lining out, but saw 10 pitches, just kept fouling them off, wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
He's ahead 1-0.
Not a huge lead for Lopez at first.
And Lopez takes off, swing and a miss. Marucci's throw, not in time. The throw bounced. Murray made a great play to pick the ball and get back in time to make the tag. But Lopez, that's why they put him on.
That was close. Oh, they
changed the call. The home play umpire has overruled the second base umpire, and that is an out. Great tag by Jack Murray right there.
Yeah,
not Marucci's best throw, but Murray able to make up for it.
It was bang, bang. Really close. Could have gone either way. But ump has made his verdict. He is out.
That was actually,
Oh, no, they're going to send him back?
they put him back on first. Not exactly sure what the call was there. But Becerra is out. Was it a foul tip into the glove? And that, I believe that's what happened.
Yeah, perhaps.
Becerra foul tipped it into the glove of Marucci, which means Lopez was not able to steal. So he goes back to first, but Becerra is out. So there's still 2 outs. Runner on first. And the count is now 2-0 to Sam Rodriguez.
Yeah, picks up the strikeout right there.
So Conan with another strikeout.
They might send him. Oh.
And Rodriguez showing bunt with 2 outs.
Not sure why you do that. 3-0 right here. He's having trouble finding the zone.
And Rodriguez takes, and he's got a 4-pitch walk.
Now you got the runner in scoring position that you need if you're St. Francis. I mean, that's huge. This is your chance. Oh, here's Ramsey.
And this might, no one getting warm in the bullpen, so Conan is coming out. And it looks like Robbie Papel is going to come in to pitch. So he's getting pulled out of left field.
That's Nathan Guerrero replacing him in left.
So that will be it for Luke Conan. Not a bad outing. Kept the game scoreless, but now we'll see Robbie Papel take over with 2 on and 2 out. Pitching change. Robbie Papel will move from left field to pitcher. Don't see that every day in the MLB, but Ramsey likes to do it here. Papel usually starts in left, and we usually see him come in to pitch. Nathan Guerrero takes over for him in left. Papel will inherit 2 outs, but 2 runners on.
Yeah, Robbie's definitely one of the high leverage relievers of this team.
His first pitch misses outside. Lopez, the runner, on second. Rodriguez on first.
9 innings, only 1 run allowed in Mission League play.
He had that save against Bishop Alemany as well.
Yeah. One issue for him has been the walks. 8 walks through 9 innings this season.
He's got strike 1. Swing and a miss by Pratt. Pratt 0 for 2 today. Had a ground out and strikeout.
Yeah, Papel hasn't had much issues actually throwing in an inning. He's only thrown 13 pitches an inning so far this year.
His third pitch is taken outside.
Beautiful sweeper right there. Great life on it. Even though he didn't get the swing and miss, that was a really good pitch. Now that he's got the batter aware of it.
Lopez getting a pretty good lead on second. We already saw him attempt 1 steal.
Looks like the outfield's playing a little in here.
And a good pitch by Papel. Yeah, got to be thinking anything to the outfield. Lopez will be trying to score.
Especially with 2 outs.
But Papel can get out of this jam with 1 strike. 2-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Still scoreless. Lopez takes his lead on second.
Murray checking right there.
Papel delivers. Swing and a miss. Big pitch by Robbie Papel. He sits down Jackson Pratt. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th. Still scoreless. Cubs looking to take the lead. Bottom 6, 0-0 is the score. Cubs looking for the breakthrough. Bendel will lead off. And if they can get a run here, send Papel in to get the save, they'll be in a good position.
Well, it won't be a save. It'll be a win for him, actually.
Will be a win, that's true.
But it's going to be tough against Aguilar. He's been so good, and they've sent him out for a 6th inning.
Brandon Bendel has one of the 2 Cubs hits today. Had a nice single earlier.
Got to be smarter on the bases, though. He got that hit erased by getting caught stealing.
He takes strike 2, so he's quickly behind 0-2. And he hits one over to second, and it's going to get through. Bendel's got his second base hit of the day, and the Cubs have life with nobody out.
That's huge. You need that hit to start a rally, and that could be it. I don't know. You maybe might see Clardy flash a bunt again.
Yeah, we did see Clardy do that earlier when Bendel got on.
No pinch runner here, so they will trust Bendel on the bases.
Wyatt Clardy shows bunt and fouls one in.
Ooh.
Kind of an awkward bunt there.
Dangerous bunt there, too. You can't leave those bunts in the air.
Clardy's only at bat today was that sacrifice bunt to move Bendel over.
Yeah.
Before Bendel was picked off.
I'd say if Clardy gets on, Aguilar might be done.
And he fouls one back, so he's down 0-2.
Seeming to have a hard time trying to lay one down. Now he's going to have to swing. He's down. He's down 0-2. Can't bunt here. If it's a foul ball, that's strike 3.
Could we see Bendel in motion, you think?
I don't think so.
0-2. This is a big pitch for Aguilar. And he misses.
You don't want to risk losing this opportunity with a runner.
Yeah, the lineup will flip over also. It's Jack Murray in the on-deck circle.
With Murray, with the top of the order coming, I don't expect them to be too aggressive in terms of stealing. Sending a runner home, then yes, I think they'll be aggressive.
Clardy, that's a foul ball.
I think they'll be aggressive in that front if it's like sending him to the extra base. Especially St. Francis is playing a little deeper than Loyola was.
So the 1-2 to Clardy. Bendel on first with nobody out. Aguilar, he's pitched great today, but he can't find the zone there. 2-2. Aguilar got to be tiring. He's pitched all 6 innings.
Yeah. Well, 5. But he's at 5+ right now.
He's been able to keep the pitch count down, though.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why he's still in, where the Cubs have gone through 3 pitchers already. The 2-2 misses. So Clardy has fought back from 0-2. He's now got the count full, and this is a big pressure pitch from Aguilar. You don't want to put 2 on with nobody out in the top of the order coming up.
Right here, maybe I'd think about sending Bendel right here. It's 3-2. Pitcher's not going to be worried too much about the runner. I think you can send him here. You avoid the double play. Only bad thing that could happen is if it's a hard line drive, Bendel will get doubled off.
The 3-2 pitch misses low. Clardy fights back from 0-2. He draws a big walk. The lead run is on second with nobody out, and the speedy Jack Murray digs into the batter's box.
I think if you're St. Francis, you have to bring the outfield in.
You got to watch out for the bunt also with Murray.
I don't think you bunt here with Murray.
With two on, nobody out.
He's there to hit. He's there to hit. I think Aguilar might be done.
That is it for Noah Aguilar. Great outing from him today.
Well, we don't know. I don't think he's motioned for anybody yet. No, it's just a mound visit. He's not coming out.
Wow. St. Francis sticking with Aguilar. He's proved himself earlier today, but it's definitely the most difficult situation he's been in.
I honestly agree with Coach Court. You gotta ride with your ace. He's your ace for a reason. You gotta stick with him, win or lose. That's the point of your ace.
It will be Noah Aguilar staying in the game, and he'll face Jack Murray for the 3rd time today. Murray had that bunt single earlier in the first and then grounded out to second. He's got Bendel on second, Clardy on first. Big at bat right here.
I think he swings here. I don't think he bunts. Like, it's your best hitter. You don't you bunt. Like, you don't have your best, one of your best hitters just bunt.
Aguilar gets set, and he steps off. Makes
Because
sure Bendel.
The reason why
Back to base.
the reason why you don't bunt here is because, fine, second and third, one out, but then they'll just walk the next guy, keep the double play in order. That's an opportunity to score just taken away.
And time called again. Looks like some signals from Rodriguez to Aguilar.
I wonder if Bendel's trying to steal some. Steal signs, possibly. I don't think he'll also get doubled off either because Murray is really fast. It's got to be tailor-made for him to get doubled off.
What is this?
Trick play.
They try a trick play on the pickoff. Llewellyn, who normally covers second, just ran away from the base.
Yeah.
Then out of nowhere, London Pratt came in to cover, but Bendel was not fooled. He's not getting picked off a second
He wasn't
time.
taking the big league, but they do that because against a lefty, when covering second, it's always a shortstop because you can't pull it to the shortstop.
Yeah, Bendel did get picked off earlier, probably being extra cautious. Don't want that to happen to you twice in one game.
One crazy trick play I've seen at second is the center fielder one time came in and took the pick off. So I've seen crazier.
This is a pitch, and Murray is bunting. So finally we get the first pitch of the at-bat, and it's fouled back.
Llewellyn's also running the third just in case the bunt. He needs to guard third for the bunt.
And Rodriguez signaling again.
The first baseman is a lefty, so it will be an easier throw to third if he chooses to go down that path. And a throw to third would be the best case scenario if Murray does bunt here.
So the count is 0-1. We just saw Murray try to bunt. Does he stick with that or swing away? And another tricky pickoff attempt, but no throw. Bendel seeing right through it.
I love the Loyola dugout. They're so engaged right now. They just both teams really locked in there.
So Murray's probably been in that box for about 3 minutes now, and he's seen one pitch.
It's probably also part of Aguilar's strategy. It tenses up the batter. You get to see what Murray's made of right here.
Yeah, big pressure at bat. And he does get the pitch, and he pulls back a bunt attempt. So it's 1-1. Looks like Murray has the bunt sign, though.
Yeah. Aguilar is really cooking up the pressure cooker right here. He's stirring the pot.
I don't understand why he's walking up.
He's probably sending some signals to the infield, I think, the catcher.
No action in the St. Francis bullpen right now. They're trusting Aguilar.
Finish it off.
And Murray gets down a bunt. And it's a good one, and the throw gets past. Bendel's going to score. Loyola takes the lead. Clardy is out at third,
No,
but
he's
Murray's
safe.
going to move up to
He's safe,
second.
he's safe, he's safe.
They call Clardy safe. The ball was dropped. An absolutely chaotic play, but it results in Loyola taking the lead.
So somebody out on third.
That's an E1 right there.
Yeah.
No outs, sir. No outs are there.
No, I thought they. No.
That's an E1 right there. That's the second error.
Error of the game.
Also by Aguilar. Aguilar.
Yeah, I think he had the play to Bendel to get Bendel, but the throw just offline.
Yeah. I think the third baseman, that was Hidalgo. He tried to go for the pick right there. It was aggressive. He didn't want to play it safe with the block. He tried to go for it all with the pick, but he couldn't pick it, got away, ends up backfiring for St. Francis.
So second and third now, and there's still no outs in the inning. Absolute disaster for St. Francis right there. And now Loyola have the lead, and they're just 3 outs away from winning, but let's see if they can add some insurance as Walter Urban up with a huge RBI opportunity.
If you're Loyola, you need at least 2 runs here. Just knock home both.
Urban takes strike 1. Aguilar's still in the game. It looks like St. Francis are just going to let him see this out.
Yeah. I mean, the infield's in right now. I would consider pitching around Urban right here. Maybe walking him, just save the arm.
Urban swings and misses. He's quickly down 0-2.
Yeah,
And now we do see some action in the St. Francis bullpen.
quite the thriller here on 1901 Venice. Rivalry game living up to the hype.
Two pitchers up in the St. Francis bullpen. And the 0-2 pitch misses inside.
It's just one pitcher, actually. The other guys, I think he's just watching. Just like guarding for a foul ball, perhaps.
Loyola dugout making a lot of noise. And the 1-2 misses. Urban extends the at-bat.
It's the sophomore Donovan Udell warming up for St. Francis.
Infield in for St. Francis. Gotta think first play is to home here. They look the runner back and go to first. Runners don't have to go. Free base on first, and now we got time called by the umpire, or by Urban.
Huge chance for Loyola to break it open here.
2-2. Urban smokes one foul. That was a missile off the bat.
See, when a ball sounds like that off the bat makes it sound like that. It's just like that. That means you crushed it. Like, he hit that one off the sweet spot. That was impressive. Just hooked it foul though. Little antsy at the plate. Outfield playing back now.
Urban pops one into center. Jackson Pratt's got it. But there's going to be no throw at the plate. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Walter Urban. And the Cubs extend their lead. They're up 2-0 as Wyatt Clardy comes in to score.
Oh, Murray's going to... No, he won't. A little sloppy play there from St. Francis. Almost cost them a base.
So James Delamico up now. 0 for 3 today. 0 for 2 today. This will be his third at bat. Jack Murray stayed at second. And they're actually going to give James Delamico the free pass. They'll intentionally walk him. So Luca Marucci up now. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Looking to add even more in the 6th for Loyola.
Does it count as 5 pitches or 4 pitches? Not just one?
Aguilar still in the game. Marucci attacks first pitch but fouls it back.
It's hard, like, visually,
This would be a huge win for Loyola if they could pull this one out. It would create some momentum for them, because that an exciting win can help kickstart a hot streak.
Marucci swings and misses. He's down 0-2.
I think this shows that they know how to win in a multitude of ways. They can come back from behind. They can grind you down in a pitcher's duel. They can also beat you up too, as was demonstrated against Chaminade.
The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Loyola batters, especially this inning, doing a good job of not chasing anything.
Yeah.
They're really making Aguilar throw strikes, and he just has not been able to, really.
I think it's fatigue at this point. He's been so on point the entire game. I think it's just his velocity's dipping, his control is fading. That's why he's been throwing strikes, just not this inning.
I gotta think, will the St. Francis coaching staff regret leaving him in the game?
Maybe, because they definitely ate up a ton of innings. Say he can finish this game. They only had to use one pitcher for this game.
It does set them up nicely for
Yeah,
game
it sets
two.
them up well for game two.
And he gets the strikeout, catches the outside corner, so Marucci's down for strike 2. He goes down looking. That will bring up Robert Rapp with 2 outs. Rapp 0 for 2 today. Struck out and grounded out to the pitcher. Aguilar looking to get out of this inning. He's got runners on first and second. Rapp swings and misses at the first pitch.
Still got some life in the fastball after all.
Murray on second, Delamico on first. The 0-1 to Rapp. Popped foul. 0-2.
And you'd be okay if you're St. Francis just allowing 2 after this, considering you had second and third, nobody out.
Yeah, gotta hurt for Aguilar, though. Usually 2 runs in 6 innings. You're looking at, that's a very happy thing for a pitcher.
Yeah.
But just devastating to have it and have the scoreless game in like that with the air. He's fought back well, though, and he gets a second strikeout. So we head to the top of the 7th. Loyola finally are able to break through and get 2 runs. They're 3 outs away now from the win. Back here in the top of the 7th, Loyola 3 outs away from a big rivalry win. Robbie Papel's still out there. He's in line for the win, and he's going to make sure he gets it.
Yeah, he's been lights out the entire year. He has a .097 batting average allowed the entire year, .176 whip.
Jackson Pratt swings at the first pitch, fouls it off,
Sorry,
and
not
that's
whip.
headed out of play.
Not whip, OBP allowed, which is still really good. 34 batters faced. Still, that's a decent sample size.
Pratt 0 for 2 today. St. Francis just looking for a base runner here. Just spark something. Only 3 hits today for the Golden Knights. Pratt puts it on the ground, but it's right back to Papel. And there's one away in the 9th. Good reaction from Robbie Papel.
Yeah, it's that soft contact that Loyola pitching is forced today. Started with Mendez, Conan, passed the baton, now Papel.
So one of the few players in this game to get a hit, Bobby Milton, will dig in.
If he's got speed, you got to think about bunting here. You have not been able to hit anybody, especially Papel. You cannot hit off this guy.
That's smoked foul.
San Francisco State commit has been utterly dominant.
Mind you, these two teams will play tomorrow. Will be Loyola at St. Francis this time in Glendale.
Yeah.
No game 3 this series, though, just a 2-game series. Then Loyola's back on Friday at LMU against Miracosta. Should be a really fun game. Did he go?
No. Oh, you went?
Ump says he went, so it's 0-2 now.
What's good about this, being up 2 is a homer cannot kill you. You can be a little more aggressive in the zone.
Papel's got 1 strikeout today. This will be a big opportunity to get his second, but he misses high.
Got good ride on his fastball. That means the ball has vertical movement, which you do not see a lot in four-seam fastballs, but Papel certainly has that property in his fastball.
He misses this one low.
It's like he just overthrew that slider right there.
Jordan Llewellyn on deck. Has been shut down today, though, by Loyola. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Papel gets his second strikeout of the day. Loyola are 1 out away.
He's just...
He's Delray Little League, man. Robbie's, yeah, he's Delray guy.
plain dominance on the mound.
He played with my Mateo.
Like you stand in there in the plate, oh, you know it's over.
The Delray Little League legend is 1 out away. Misses on the first pitch to Llewellyn.
Hey, I heard we're getting some of the El Segundo World Series, the Little League World Series.
Dude, if we get that, that would be sick.
Llewellyn skies it. It looks like Raps got it. He does.
That's it.
Loyola win. It's a 2-0 victory. Robbie Papel gets the win. Loyola win against their rival St. Francis. Always good to win this game.
Yeah. Today's player of the game will be Noah Mendez. No decision, but still really good. 3 2/3 of work.
Yeah, after loading the bases in the first inning, he was just shut down after that.
Yeah.
Luke Conan pitched great, and then Robbie Papel getting the win. Very interesting game. Only runs coming off a kind of chaotic play.
Yeah, an
But
error.
You take these, especially late in the season. It's a big win for Loyola's playoff hopes. They'll be back tomorrow away to St. Francis, and then on Friday against Miracosta. Hope you guys have a good one. I'm Luke Lapidus with Enzo DeSena.
Thanks, man. See you later.
We'll see you next time.